Okay, I'm going to put my intake bolts in now, and I'm going to put a little bit of sealer on the threads. That's what the directions say in the that come with the gaskets, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm ready to put these intake bolts in. I've got them all in, and I put them in by hand. I just snugged them up. Then you got to torque these in 3 sequences. According to the paper I got with the gaskets, you do 50 foot-pounds or 50 inch-pounds, 100 inch-pounds, and 132 inch-pounds. And you do it in a crisscross pattern. Right now I'm at the 100 inch-pound mark. You're going to start with this bolt and the center bolt on the passenger side. Then you go to the center bolt on the driver's side. Then you go to the center bolt on the passenger side. And you go to the center bolt, driver's side, front. Then you go into the rear. And you do passenger side, rear. And you go front passenger side. And you go front driver's side. And I do that one more time at 132 inch-pounds and should be good. Here's the diagram on how you cross torque these, just in case you didn't follow that. Okay, I got the plenum here, the upper intake. I got a new gasket here. Just take my little pick tool. Put it out. I got a new gasket right here. First I'm going to run a rag and a little screwdriver and clean this out, these grooves. Okay, ready for the new gasket? Just going to push it in. Okay, I put a new O-ring around this spider assembly deal. I'm going to drop this upper intake on. Then I'm going to do my valve covers. Okay, one thing I had trouble with this upper intake is getting it to seat on this the spider, the injector spider here. So I had to really clean this really good inside here, and then I put some oil on the O-ring that goes in there, and that really helped it slide in. I couldn't get it to seat the first time. I had to take it back off and clean it up, and I just grabbed this and kind of wiggled it, and it pulled up through after I got some oil on it and cleaned up the deal around there. So you're going to want to do that. 10 millimeter again on these bolts, and the torque is 88 inch-pounds. Okay, now that I got this intake in and everything on, I'm going to cover this hole here, and I'm going to take off the valve covers. Should be interesting. This side looks like it'll be easier. Just got some wires I got to fight. The other side's got the EGR tube there. Might be more difficult to get that out. I guess I'll find out. 13 millimeter bolts. There's 3 of them there. This is the center bolt valve covers because it's the newer engines. Well, I got these out now. I'm going to pull them out, and I'm going to try to fish this cover out of here. One more thing about this valve cover is there's an extension to fill the oil filler. Basically all this is another oil cap. You could actually put your oil cap right on that. So you just turn it and pull it up. It's pretty tight fit, but you just turn it just like the oil cap and pull it out. Okay, I got both valve covers off, and actually the driver's side one was actually easier to get off. I had to move this AC bracket forward more to be able to get that driver's side one out, but it actually come out easier than the other side. I don't really think these are leaking, the valve covers. They're pretty dirty. I really don't know how they got so dirty, how they got so oily, but I will clean them up and put new gaskets on them, and I'm going to put them back on. Okay, I got the valve covers cleaned up. Good enough for a daily driver anyway. First thing you need to install is these new grommets for the bolts. They just push in. Okay, next thing is this new gasket. Just kind of lay it in place here and start pushing it in the groove. You see it just pushes in. Okay, got the gaskets on, completely seated into the groove, ready to put them back on. Okay, quick summary of what I got done here. I got the valve covers in. Just kind of got to wiggle them under the wires and they'll go on. Make sure the gasket don't get knocked out of place. I got the oil fill tube back in. I've put new O-rings on the fuel line back there before I forget. I've got the EGR tube screwed back in. Got the AC bracket pushed back into place. And I believe that's what I got so far. I got to put a bunch of sensors back on the top of this intake. Probably before I do that, I'm going to drop the distributor back in. And I'll be back with you. Okay, I'm going to drop the distributor back in. Got a new gasket for that. It goes up there. I'm going to put that on and drop this down in there. Okay, the distributor's in. All my marks line up on the firewall there. And the one on the distributor I made lines up. Got my bolt tightened down. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put the fuel line back on here. Okay, there's a few parts to this fuel line that feeds the fuel injection. You got the line, and you got the clip that will go either like this or like this. I'm not sure which way it goes yet here. And it bolts onto the top of that, the fuel injector spider. Okay, I got my fuel line back in. That was a struggle. I tried first putting this in first and then putting the fittings in the back, and that was not going to work because it must have been just crooked enough where they wouldn't go on. So I had to take this out, screwing them in the back, start them anyway. Then I stuck this back in the top of the injector spider, and then I tightened everything up. And that seemed to work out good. I got a new map sensor installed there. I broke the seal on the one. 40 or 50 bucks for that, I think. I think now I'm going to, I have easy access to all the plug wires. I'm going to go ahead and replace them. I'm going to replace the spark plugs too. I'll show you what I got. Okay, here's what I went with for the spark plug wires. I got some MSD 8mm Street Fire, I guess they call these. Should be a nice upgrade to what I got. Factory ends on them. Also picked up an MSD coil for it. That should help out. That original coil is probably pretty tight after 130,000. Got a stainless thermostat, jet thermostat, and some NGK spark plugs. Changing out the spark plugs on this truck shouldn't be too bad because you can access the spark plugs from the inner fender. I don't know if this came that way or someone cut this, but this little flap goes up and you can get at all of them. That one by the shock might be a little difficult. You probably can't see, but I don't think it should be too bad. Okay, I got the first one in. Not too bad. This job isn't all too difficult. You've got clips. You got clips that the wires sit in. You got to undo them. And don't know if you can see that or not, but just gotta pry that clip up. Looks like there's only 2 on this side. Okay, you got my new wires here. You know the shortest one is the coil, so we can take that one out. So I got this one here I just pulled out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the same end, and I'm going to look for the same length. So, okay, I got this one here. I only got 2 with both straight ends. I got this one pretty close to the same size. It's actually a little longer than the original. I don't think that'll hurt anything though. So I'm going to do this with every one, compare the sizes, and replace one at a time. Okay, got the new plugs in, new wires in, distributor cap, all my wires on, my new MSD wires. Made sure all the plugs are in the right order. This is your firing pattern. The distributor has numbers on it, so it's pretty easy to get them right the first time. I got my Evap Solenoid, I believe that's what that is, back on. Torque these bolts, the 2 mounting bolts for it. There's one back there to 88 inch-pounds. I believe the spark plugs that I pulled out, the spark plugs and the wires, I think are original on this. I'll show you the spark plugs. Another thing with that distributor, when you put it back in, make sure you put the plug in on the back of it, back on. You don't want to forget that because she won't run without it. And here's the spark plugs. I mean, they all look pretty good. There's none that are all oily or nothing. And I believe them might be original the AC Delcos that came with it. So